Spring has sprung, and while plants may not be sprouting outdoors quite yet, our indoor plants need all the love in the world. Frankie Flowers, a man full of so much love, joins us this morning with some tips and tricks to help your plants live peacefully in this spring season. Frankie, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Over the last few years, because people were in a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're not going to mention that word anymore. Plant sales went crazy out there. And probably there's a number one question I get asked all the time. And that is, how often do you water these indoor plants?
Yep.
And there's no simple answer to this. So, Sid, how often would you water an indoor plant?
Once a day.
Once a day.
Oh my God.
You're going to kill
Sorry, that's wrong.
You're going to kill your plants.
I'm going to kill my plant?
Well, it depends, right? So first off is like on a rainy day like today when there's no sunlight,
Yeah.
and if we had consecutive days of rain. So we look at the month of January and February, some of the darkest months in years that we've ever seen.
Darkest
in
winter in a
decades.
long time around
In
here.
a long time. So if we looked at our indoor plants and we were doing a regular watering schedule, if we were just watering once a day, they'd be like sitting in a bathtub for 24 hours. Have you ever sat in a bathtub for 24 hours?
I wouldn't recommend it. I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
It's soothing for the first 8 hours. It's
Back
great.
in the 80s, about 86, it was weird.
That was called a hot tub. But
Yes.
you shouldn't have stayed in there and drank White Russians that long. Now, let's see. When it comes to plants, so depending upon the variety of the plant, that really plays into how often you're going to water. So, of course, aloe vera, your cacti, even your sansevieria, which is over there, that's also known as a snake plant. That's an artificial one. I just threw it in there, but you can see when you mix artificial and real together, they actually look quite good.
Holy
These are the
smokes.
ones that actually don't need as much water because they're more drought tolerant. And really, most plants out there would like to dry out in between water. However, things that need a little bit more water are the pothos. That's the one that trails. They're probably the most popular indoor plant that you have. This is anthurium, which is a nice flowering indoor plant as well. So, number one, the type of plant. Number two, the size of the pot. The bigger the container, it's not going to dry out as fast. So smaller pots dry out quicker, more frequency of
So
water.
I can get away with one a day on sunny days?
More so like outdoor plants when we are during the long days of summer, when we're at like 15 hours of daylight and it's a summer day and it's nice and bright, you can maybe get a smaller pot, you can water it twice in that day. The biggest key is really this thing here. What is this thing called?
A finger.
Okay, yes. You take said finger.
Frankie's finger.
You will put your hand into the soil, and if that soil feels dry, that's when you're going to water, forgive me. If it feels moist, that's when you will hold off on watering. There are now water sensors that you can even get for your phone. So you can get apps that'll actually...
That blows my mind.
You can put it into your plants where you'll get...
Really?
Yeah, where you'll get
wild.
a sensor.
I need that, though, because I forget. I'm bad.
A lot of people forget.
And then they start to look sad and droopy. Do you want a viewer question?
Yeah, let's do a quick little viewer
Yeah,
question
we got time
as well.
for one. Yeah.
Had a basement leak and about 2 cups of water got into a small potted shamrock plant. It's drooping, looking rough. If I dry it out, will it come back or do I toss it?
So shamrocks, the name is oxyalis. They are more of a plant that's really kind of a seasonal one that will, over time, almost like a bottle of wine, you enjoy it and then you put it off to the side and put it in the compost pile of life, also known as the recycling bin. That one there, because it has been too wet for too long, probably root rot that happened. Probably I would then just go put it in the compost pile and get something a little bit more fresher and newer. You can get better selections now if you're really bad with indoor plants. You want a good indoor variety of plant. Azamifolia ZZ is really good. The pothos that you see there is super forgiving for you. Aloe vera is a must-have plant. Want to mention as well, these terracotta plants tend to dry, the pots tend to dry out a little quicker. The reason why they dry out a little bit quicker, they're more porous. And if you see this, do you know what this is?
I have some guesses.
Tell me.
None that you can say.
This is a watering globe. So you fill it up with water, and then you're just going to take it and you just shove it into the soil. And when you go away, or if you're going away for the weekend, it'll gradually release water into the soil for you. So watering globes are maybe if you're thinking about going away, best thing to do when you're going away for maybe a week or so, group your plants together. They won't dry out as quick. You can use some watering globes that will help out there. They're not truly that effective, but that's what that is. That's not what, that's not what you thought it was.
No, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah, good save.
Frank, how can people find you online?
Just go to @FrankFerragini or FrankieFlowers.com as well.
Awesome stuff.
Thanks, guys.
More BT coming up after this.